I created all of this. There are immutable truths to the universe. You have the ability to quantum shift, to create brand new realities and timelines. But you're going to have to be aware, and you're going to have to embrace those immutable truths. Tonight, we're out here to learn how to instantly quantum shift. Oh yeah. Embracing that the truth shall set you free. Hello everyone, I am Michael and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. The truth shall set you free. You know, I'm sure you've all heard this phrase over the years. The truth shall set you free. And it's an immutable truth to the universe. You see, awareness is the precursor to change. And when you are aware of the truth that maybe you were not aware of your entire journey, all of a sudden, you can implement changes to your everyday life. All of a sudden, what was familiar and comfortable is no longer familiar and comfortable any longer. What you thought was truth, what you thought was important to your everyday life, instantly becomes irrelevant to your life. And maybe things that, weren't such a big deal, you're going to realize that these things, they're actually all that matters. The truth shall set you free. Tonight, I'm gonna teach you how to instantly quantum shift. And you're able to do this by becoming aware of the truth. You could become aware of the truth of the world, or you could become aware of truths that lie within your everyday life. You might have been living a life of obligation instead of a life of creation. Many people, they're not living their life authentically, and they're living out of obligation because of subconscious programs. Or maybe they are loyal to people that actually aren't loyal to them. Or maybe they're living a lifestyle that they thought, oh, this was the greatest thing, and actually it was lowering your vibrational frequency. Actually, it was making you sick. The truth shall set you free. All right, once you become aware of the truth, then you start changing your everyday life. Earlier on my journey, I had a job, and it consisted of the golden handcuffs. And it's going to be such a great thing, and you're going to have it forever, but you got to, fall in line and do all these things. But actually, getting rid of things that, don't allow for soul's growth, it's actually not worth it. Coming out here to these sacred stones, this is what actually matters in life. Being free, sovereign and free, being able to come out here and leave a world famous message for all of you out in these higher vibes. This is what's actually important in life. Sometimes we think our job is the most important thing, and it's really not. Sometimes we think, the relationship that you might have got hoodwinked into in the previous reality, right? It wasn't really who you were. There's so many people, I shared my message how 99% of the modern day relationships are fake and only on paper. And so many people resonated with that. The truth shall set you free. I know people that feel like they're trapped in their job. They can't leave it. I know people that feel like they're trapped in their relationship. You're not trapped in that relationship, sister. You could leave that terrible guy, okay? And in our minds, once you become aware of these things, all right, bro, you're not trapped by that parasite. You don't need that arm candy, bro. The truth shall set you free. What is important in life, okay? The truth about your work, about your vocation, what drives you. You're going to learn this, okay? This is something that my great mother taught me. when I was a boy. She said, Michael, you could always make more money, but you can't always have your health. Your health is your top priority. Those that have watched this journey of our everyday lives, you could see how I make the health and wellness the top priority. Everything else follows that, because that is actually your vibrational frequency. And your vibrational frequency is actually what is creating the reality. The highest state of consciousness, the highest frequency is the truth. Did you know this? The most high is the truth. Why don't everyone write that in the comments today? The most high is the truth. Okay? The truth shall set you free. The truth is the most high, because you might have been living a lie. You might have been living a lie when it comes to your relationship. You might have lived a lie when it comes to your job. You know, a lot of people, I watch also documentaries, people were working for a place and they had no clue what was actually going on. And then they had a spiritual awakening, right? And they realized what's important in life. You know, there's a lot of people that sold all their belongings, all right? Maybe you don't need the mansion. Maybe you need a 1-2 bedroom condo instead. Okay, you have to figure out your everyday life. All right, I live in a beautiful location, you know, and I talk to many people. And many people left, you know, these jobs. Maybe they were making so much more money for a simple life. The truth shall set you free. What is really important in life? Once you become awake and aware of what is really important in life, then you quantum shift instantly. You know, you might have been pushing off love in your everyday life. You're worrying about a career, right? Or you're worrying about other things. But what's really important? You know, a lot of these things you don't get second chances for. You got one chance in this life. You want to make the most of it. And once you become awake and aware, and you have the truth now I'm free. Now I'm free to leave miserable relationships. Now I'm free to leave miserable jobs. Now I'm free to break free of the fear that I have and the loop that, your life is looping. Oh, you got to break free. Hey, your Uncle Mike's out here. He's going to wield his big hammer. Okay, I'm going to break you out of that loop. Okay, if you're ready to be set free, why don't you click the subscribe button? We have a world famous YouTube channel, daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Click the subscribe. I appreciate that. No, the truth shall set you free. It's an immutable truth to the universe. It's always the truth. It's always the top of the top. You know, and again, when I shared that video, what is a quantum event? A lot of people in their life, they think good or bad. I'm here to tell you something real deep. A lot of times, there is no really good or bad. There just is. And there are quantum events leveling us up. And sometimes an experience at first glance, which might, you know, appear to be good or bad, actually was something that quantum shifted us to a higher state of consciousness, to a higher timeline. The truth shall set you free. This is how you instantly quantum shift. Now, people are going to get this message, okay? There's work to be done, which is research, living your everyday life, getting out the first-hand experience. However, when you go into this world, when you're studying, right? When you watch Our Everyday Lives, okay? The second you realize the truth, I'm going to say it real loud in the light of Christ. This is how it's instant. The second you realize the truth, that's the quantum shift. Hit the like button if that resonates. And if I hit it with laser pinpoint accuracy, I like to hit it good with laser pinpoint accuracy. You're going to go out there. You don't quantum shift instantly. But what you do is you're going to go searching for the truth. And the second you realize the truth, there is an instant quantum shift. Once you see, you can never unsee. And that is what is going to level you up. There's so many people out there. You were living a life. You were given these, you're watching maybe celebrities and stuff. You were out there, and you weren't getting the truth. You were getting illusions, right? Because you were out there. You were looking at you were out there. You were looking at you were on the TV. I saw it on TV. It's got to be real. He's got to come out, I'm sorry. I tried to hold him in. I showed on TV. Sometimes, right, you quantum shift, right? When you learn the truth and you break free of the mind control, whatever it might be in any form. It comes in many forms in our everyday life. What is really, truthfully important to you? The truth shall set you free. You know, there's many people that have been part of this community for years, and there's millions of people coming in now. It's good to see you. Well, I heard all their stories, and you guys are going to share yours, how, and I went through this as well. I'm not the same person I was 7 years ago. But once I become aware, once I realized the truth, now I had the precursor for change. The truth shall set you free is an immutable truth to the universe. This is how you instantly quantum shift. So you're going to go on this journey. You're going to realize these things. God is going to show you the truth. And once you realize the truth, it's an instant quantum shift. There's a frequency shift that happens inside of you. So many people, it's happening to right now. Great spiritual awakenings happening. Pineal glands popping off. Oh yeah, those pineals are popping open, right? Is your third eye open, right? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, some people can't hear me because they're on a different frequency. You got to keep raising your frequency. You see, I got to keep leveling up. I got to keep going, all right? That's our motto here on this channel, keep going. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to shortchange ourselves. We're going to not live so small for other people. You have to be the best version of yourself, okay? That's what I do. You don't have to apologize for other people for being the best version of yourself, because the fact of the matter is they want you to be down here. When you want to break free of your job, when you want to break free and go for better relationships, when you improve, there's going to be people out there that want to pull you down. You got to keep rising up. You got to be the best there is. You got to be the strongest there is, all right? And this is how we stay empowered. This is how we learn the truth. The truth shall set you free. You know, there was things that I thought were so important years ago. They're not important anymore. This is what's important, kid. Nature, freedom, sovereignty, health, wellness. These are the things that are important. We are in this world, Matrix. We are not of this world, okay? So what I want you to understand is, you know, we need money and stuff, and all these things will come, and you will manifest them through a frequency. But you don't become a slave to these things, all right? And you're going to constantly, you have to have this in balance, in alignment. And it's always about the truth. And it's never going to change. It's never going to change. It's always about the truth. And that is always the top of the consciousness scale. The truth is the top. It's the Most High. It's the Christ. It is. Nothing is above the truth. So when you know this, you know, and you live your life, you know, things might hurt you. You might be living a lie. You might just be wasting your life. I know it's uncomfortable, but this is actually how you quantum shift. And you think, oh, I can't do this. I have to follow these programs. I've lived through it. Maybe you said, oh, I'll never leave this hometown. You'll leave it. You'll do it. We're all going to do it. The truth shall set you free. This is one of the most important messages that I've ever left, because it's always about the truth. It's always going to set you free, and I've lived it every single time. It's an immutable truth. The truth shall set you free. The golden handcuffs, the shackles. Know that there is a path. That path is waiting for you, and it's waiting via the truth. This is how you quantum shift instantly, by hitting this frequency. And there's no turning back. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Comment down below. Have you become awake and aware to some truths that, heck, maybe you never saw these things coming. Maybe you said, oh, you know what? I never believed I could do this. I never believed I could accomplish this. But once you're able to do it once, okay, that's your proof, that's your evidence that you could do it again and again and again. And that's why I'm out here in the light of Christ tonight. These are things that I've done, and they are repeatable. We are scientists, and these things have to be repeatable. And you're able to repeat it constantly, over and over again, for years, simply by realizing the truth, and it will set you free. I love you all. This is the journey of self-discovery, and you are remembering. Oh yeah. Remember who you are. Remember the power that you possess. And remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious that you have the power to quantum shift instantly by realizing the truth. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. I love you guys. Never forget, I created all this. You're able to create brand new realities, brand new timelines. You will quantum shift the second that you realize the truth. And when you realize the truth, you will be set free. You will be set free from the matrix. You shift from NPC mode to creator mode. You take back your power, you take back your strength, and you take back control. Oh yeah, baby, of your everyday life. I love you all. We have Facebook, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Daily videos, 9 a.m. Let's take the journey. Let's become empowered. The truth shall set you free.